Good morning, my front wheel skids. Thought I'd move over 3 inches on the sofa so it will fulfill my life a little bit more better. I question the sanity of subscribers, Spurs content creators, and the ITK industry as a whole. Savinho, Gakpo, the Savinho one. Let's lead up a question for everyone who thinks they're fucking intelligent enough and thinks they're clever at football and thinks they support Tottenham United and Tottenham Rovers, you know that lot. So we're going for Savinho. It's all in the press. We've had words with Savinho. And once Man City's got Neto, then they're going to let Savinho go. That'll be the replacement for Savinho. So why don't we, as a football club, cut out the middleman, cut fucking Man City out and just go for Neto? Just throw that out there. You know what I mean? So, okay, you're taking too long. Right, fuck you. We're going to pay the money. We're going to have your fucking player. That's the intelligent thing, isn't it? Or is that talking absolute waffle? Is that gone over people's heads? It may have gone over people's heads. But this is the way I look at football nowadays. When you hear the content creators, you hear the ITKs, you hear the Talk Sports and the likes, all going, exactly that what I'm talking about. You know, fucking, we can't get this player because so-and-so ain't got that player. Well, just go for their player. Don't wait around. It's not about waiting around. It's like when you're buying houses, isn't it? You know, you're not going to wait around for someone to gazump you, are you? If you want it, you want it. Oh, well, I'm after that house over the road because it's better than your house that I'm looking at. So I will go and look at the house over the road, think to myself, yeah, you're right. I don't want to buy your property now. I'm going to go in for the same property you're going in for, bruv. You know what I mean? And I'm going to pay the money and take it off of you. So you can sit in your shithole while I go and buy the house across the fucking road. Does that make sense to people? You know what I mean? Someone's selling 2 cars of the same calibre, the same brake horsepower, and he says to you, well, I'll sell you this one, but I can't sell you this car, mate, until that other geezer across the road has let me buy that car. Exactly the same car. So what's wrong with your car then? Why do you want to replace it with an exact like for like? So I'll go across the road and buy the other fucking car what that geezer wanted because it must be better than these one. No, it's Man City, bruv. Let's level up. It's absolute fucking... So I question the intelligence of everyone when they talk on fucking their cameras and sit there on their little fucking... in their little fantasy room with their fucking cheap Tottenham tat and cheap Tottenham fucking photocopied fucking shirts, cardboard shirts in a fucking frame behind them, giving you the YouTube waffle and the AI teleprompted slop. You know what I mean? It's just fucking ridiculous. We're going to sit down and watch the Offenheim game. So I'm not even going. I don't even think I'll do a video on the Offenheim game because it's a pre-season game. But mate, they'll all be off on one today. I can see what he's doing in the pre-season. I can see this, and then as soon as fucking the Premier League starts, that pre-season squad going to be totally different, bruv. Do not people understand pre-season is for fucking fitness, team bonding, strategy working out from the manager. He's not going to show you prime strategy in a pre-season just in case other clubs get a gist of what he's trying to do. He's trying to be a bit canny, a bit cunning, you know. Maybe I am warming a bit to De Zerbi because I was a bit hating the other day with De Zerbi because I'm thinking to myself, prioritise the attacking, the striker. Perhaps he's not prioritising the striker for a reason. Perhaps he's prioritising the wingers because he wants service in the box, knowing that that's what we was lacking. Service to the strikers. Because if you give a striker service, let's face it, fucking 6 times out of 10, he's going to get the goal in the back of the net. But we are looking at a Tottenham strike force that ain't really coped in the Premier League. One of them's coped, but he's not had service. Richarlison's not had the service like he should have had. He's not got that someone who can pinpoint a fucking pass. Now we've got that person who can pinpoint a pass. We've got Robertson, we've got Tonali. They can see the gap. They can pinpoint the pass. You know, maybe that's all we needed. And talking of a rebuild, is it a rebuild? When you look at the money, the finances, and the players we're selling and getting in, ENIC haven't really put a great big cash injection in, have they, to rebuild the squad? You know, we've got 3 players. 3, F-R-E-E. Players in on a free. We've bought a few. But we've also got out, we've chucked out a load of players as well, haven't we? We've chucked out an awful lot of players. And if you're even it out, we ain't spent that much. So perhaps we could prioritise a fucking a 20-plus goal scorer, because that's what the general consensus is nowadays on the YouTube, isn't it? They want 20-plus goal scorers. You know, they don't believe people can come good. Perhaps we should have a bit more faith in our front line. I've got no faith in Solanke. Not one. If you said to me right now, who are you going to sell, Johnny? Richarlison, Solanke. Guaranteed 80% of people will say Richarlison, sell him. Right? And the other 20% will say Solanke. When in reality, Solanke's not really done it for me. He's not really given me that out-and-out Spurs buzz. Richarlison has. You know, a mix of shit-assery, a mix of always hard-working. I'd keep Richarlison as a second-string striker, a rotational striker. But I would bring in a striker. Absolutely would bring in a striker. But I'm greedy. I'm a greedy Spurs fan. Right? I want a win. 2-17s on the trot. Give me the ump. Absolutely give me the ump. Watching games where I know we ain't never going to score the winner, it's fucked me right off. I bet that's fucked a lot of Spurs fans off. That's the reality of the situation, isn't it? It has proper fucked us off. And I'm not understanding. Oh, mate, see, we can talk about YouTube again, can't we? But it is YouTube. These ain't all the fans that you see on YouTube aren't the same sort of fans that maybe 20% of viewers on YouTube are 1% of the stadium fans. Maybe 30% of the viewers on YouTube are 10%. Well, maybe 1% of them are absolutely local Spurs fanatics, you know. So this is what you're contending with. You're contending with being on a social media platform with general Spurs fans. They can be dotted around the country. The same as other football fans. They can all be dotted around the country, and they all congregate as a viewer base on YouTube. And this is why you go into any other content creator show and you look at the comments and you think it's very bland, it's very the same, it's not very intelligent speak, because they're echo chambering the last channel that done that, or they're echo chambering Talk Sport. Oh, where are the proper Spurs fans? Where's the Spurs ultras? There ain't a lot of Spurs ultras on YouTube, to be honest with you. There's a lot of arse lickers, or that's an horrible way of putting it, isn't it? Networkers. A lot of YouTube collaboration experts, networkers. Working man's term, arse lickers, you know what I mean? They all arse lick each other with agendas, narratives, algorithm, keywords, don't they? They all sit there and go, well, I use these 4 tags and I'll keyword this, and we're going to use the word bomber 4 fucking times. And I always take the piss and put it in one of my fucking videos, hoping and praying that 6,000 people to watch that for 3 minutes, and that'd be all my watch hours done before February 2027. You know what I mean? But fucking, it don't really mean that much to me, YouTube, to actually think that way, you know? At least if I've not got the watch hours, I've not got the collaborations, at least I'm free. That's the main thing, isn't it? Free to say what I want to say. Free to express myself as a proper Spurs fan, not just as a content creator, not just as one of these fucking wannabe fucking Jamie O'Hara's and fucking Walter Mitty Gary Neville's, man. It is just fucking, it's got pathetic. The whole structure of YouTube has got pathetic. And there'll be a video coming out very soon from someone I know that will show you how pathetic the football content creation has got. And I'm quite excited for that video, to be honest with you, because the person's more eloquent than me and he can get to the point a lot more quicker. And I'm looking forward to that video. You know, a bit of social experimentation, that's great with me. I've based a lot of my previous videos when I first started on experimenting with YouTube. Call it a social experiment, if you will. You know, the drama gets the clicks. The exposure video gets the clicks. While yous lot, a good majority of subscribers on YouTube will click and view AI, teleprompted, bullet point, scripted by AI slop with the same agenda, the same narratives. And then I'm seeing it out in the streets. You know, I'm talking to Spurs fans walking down the pavement. All right, fucking, I see some guys with the Spurs top. I'm going, all right, you know me, brother. And then we have a little chat. And it's Savinio. Talk about Savinio. And my brain just goes, oh, mate. Use your intelligence. Like, we don't want Savinio. If it's took this long to get a fucking player, fuck him off. Go for Neto. You know what I mean? The Gakpo thing. It's all agents and fucking money. It's all got very corporate, isn't it? And it's even gone down to fucking working class level corporate, you know? Because a lot of these YouTubers you see are working class. Maybe they ain't got the local London accent. They're working class from Milton Keynes. Working class from the West Country. Working class from, whereas the deeper depths of fucking Buckinghamshire. But they're all working class, a lot of them. Some of them ain't, because you've got the hoity-toity little fuckers, ain't you? Who think they're better than everyone else, you know, but they dress themselves up, wolves in sheep clothing and all that, you know. They put on the cap, they put on the top, and portray themselves as a working class, but they're not, are they? That's my gripe with YouTube. It's all a fraud. It's all a fraud. I try not to do that on my videos. I try not to be like that, you know. You see what you get what you see. See me in the street, I'll be the same person as I am on the fucking camera. When a content creator phones me up and talks to me, they know I'm exactly the same person. I spoke to big content creators now and said exactly the same thing as what I've said in my videos. You know what I mean? In fact, I've even criticised the people. They've said something and I've just, well, your mate's a cunt then, isn't it? You know what I mean? I've got no qualm. Man, woman or child, mate. If you're being a cunt, I'll call you a cunt. Pardon my French. Didn't mean to swear, but that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I spent fucking so much time on this shit, talking, just getting it off my chest, because even though I talk to people in the street, it's still nice to fucking just get your opinion out there. Because there's not enough proper Spurs opinions out there, is there? Like proper local Spurs opinions. Not none of this, my daddy supported the club, so I'll support the club. I like the proper Spurs supporter, you know? You know, the ones who come from Seven Sisters. Yeah, my granddad come from Seven Sisters, you know. I've moved out, I've done myself better now, and fucking, they still go down to Tottenham. You know, they're still fucking lily white through and through. Blue and white scarf, bruv. You know, the ones with the tattoos on their legs. The ones that fucking bleed. Tottenham. Not the ones that sit there and it's like a Chanel handbag, isn't it? You know, it's like a status symbol. You know, there's no status symbols. There's tribalism. It's not a status symbol, bruv. You know, and the status symbol is the stadium, the new stadium. The demographics of the new stadium, the status. Yeah, but we've got the best club. We've got the best stadium in London. You know? Where's your accent from? Far, far fucking away over the trees and fucking over the water, bruv. You know what I mean? Because where did you see these people before we had this new stadium? Nowhere to be fucking seen. They wouldn't be seen dead in Wood Green, would they? You know what I mean? Wouldn't be seen dead in Seven Sisters. You wouldn't be seen dead walking up Stoke Newington High Street at 11 o'clock at night or walking back down Stoke Newington High Street at fucking 11 o'clock at night. Shit the bed. You know, they're the people I want to fucking, they're the Spurs fans that I want to fucking hear from the opinions of. The people who are walking home past 11 at night after doing a night shift of fucking Seven Sisters and walking fucking back up to fucking Enfield. Getting the bus. Fucking the postman, the fucking, you know what I'm saying? The plumbers, the bricklayers, the ones that are fucking proper Spurs. I enjoy talking to them. I miss talking to them. I really do. Few and far between nowadays. What's gone wrong? What's gone wrong with the demographics? You know, and then it's a continuation on YouTube, isn't it? You've got social media. They're all sitting there in their fancy painted rooms with their fancy fucking, that's what I say, with their fucking cardboard cut out of a fucking shirt in a frame to make it look like it's a fucking shirt. The fake autograph behind, you know what I mean? I'm sure fucking some of these fucking 1980s fucking Spurs footballers ain't signed that many photos, bruv. You know what I mean? In fact, you know, you get the people with the fucking selling the frame Tottenham pictures on fucking Facebook. Yeah. You know, the geezers fucking, these poor bastard old footballers have had to sign 100 pictures just to make £100. While today's modern footballer, they've only had to have a piss, got £1,000 in the bank. You know, shit in a piss, £2,000. You know, shit in a piss, run around the pitch for fucking 2 hours. There you go, £5,500. At the end of the week, all adds up, doesn't it? How much wage do you get? £90,000. Yeah, what's finished 17th? You cunt. Fucking hell. Absolutely, it's absolutely wrong, isn't it? When you think about it. When you think about fucking Berkinshaw's army, how much they fucking got paid. Blood, sweat and tears, mate. Blood, sweat and tears. We've swapped that now for fucking, what have we swapped it for? Corporate, expensive beer, and fucking status symbols. Where if you ain't got the new Tottenham top on a fucking social media channel, then you're not a true fan. You're not a true fan if you could afford a fucking season ticket and all this shit. And it's like, oh, fuck off. Out of all the people I know that have got season tickets, there's probably fucking about 3 of them who are true Spurs fans. The rest of them are they're like status symbols. They hardly ever go. They hardly ever offer you a ticket. They hardly ever offer you advice on getting a ticket. You know, it's like fucking, oh, mate. And yet, sometimes you go on social media and there's someone giving away a free Tottenham ticket, and you know that if you spoke to them in the street, they're proper. You know what I mean? I can't get down there. I've got overtime to go and do. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give away my ticket. You know, and then he's probably give it away to someone who's going to use it as a status symbol. Poor fucker. But they're normally from fucking Enfield, Seven Sisters, aren't they? You know, not none of this fucking hoity-toity fucking... I'm from the far flungs of fucking Surrey. I'll sell you my ticket. Go and support Charlton, you cunt. Go and support Crystal Palace. Go and support these fucking teams. No, you didn't want to. Because now we've got the new stadium. Turncoats. I'd love to see... Do you know what I'd love to do? Is get fucking all the fucking content creators and find their school friends and say, who did they support in school? I can bet you 50% of them might even be more of a percentage. You say, they're not Yids, bruv. They wasn't Yids in school. They supported Man United. You know what I mean? Or they supported fucking Crystal Palace. Or they supported Charlton. Or they supported this shit, that shit. You know? I'd much rather honest people. You know what I mean? That's where I find West Ham fans very, very close to my heart, because I come from Bethnal Green. But do you know what? I've never met an horrible West Ham fan when I've said to him, I'm a Yid. And vice versa. Proper old school football fans, yeah, you might have that animosity between each other, but you've also got that camaraderie of being a Londoner and supporting your football team. Even with Filth fans, mate. I've had a few Filth fucking fans that have been, or should I say, a few friends that have been Filth fans. There's been banter, mind you. There's been blood, sweat and tears between us. And I mean blood as well spilt. But at the end of the day, you can sit there, have a beer with them. Some of these people now, you couldn't have a beer with, could you? You really couldn't. You couldn't have a beer. You couldn't even have a full conversation for more than half hour. Those days are gone now. You know, absolutely gone. You can't meet someone in the street and have a conversation for longer than fucking 1.5 minutes. Go and try it. Go and try it. Go in the street now. Walk down the road, see a football shirt, and try and have a conversation with a football fan. Because it's all status symbol. Thousands of people walking about in football shirts this year, you know, Brazil shirts, Argentina shirts, and they're fucking English. But try and have a proper conversation with them about football, you know. Maybe you might be lucky if you live a certain part of London and you bump into a Charlton supporter. Maybe if you bumped into a Millwall supporter who's wearing a shirt in the middle of the blue, maybe you're a little jackpot. You can have a proper conversation. No matter if you come from a different fucking football team, you can have a proper conversation about football. The realisation that football has become a status symbol and very corporate is heartbreaking, isn't it? Absolutely fucking heartbreaking. Anyway, that's my video today. I've bored you long enough with nearly 24 minutes of sitting here on my Jack Jones. I've had a couple of espressos. I've got myself a shandy. Like another lager shandy, boys. No, to be honest with you, this was the one from yesterday and I had 2 mouthfuls out of it. And I left it standing. It's gone flat. Fuck me. So, I mean, I went to London yesterday. I've got to go to London again today, Bethnal Green. And I'm going to try it out myself. What I've told you, I'm going to try it myself. I'm going to fucking make sure I bump into someone wearing a football shirt. I'm going to start talking football to them, see if I can have a conversation, be social, for more than 1.5 minutes. Because I think, deep down I know, that these people wearing the football shirts, no matter what, I bumped into someone wearing a Tottenham shirt ages ago, in Whitechapel. All right, geezer. You know what I mean? Looked at me like I was talking a foreign language. I was expecting you know what I mean, up the Spurs back. You know what I mean? God, I talk about the team for 5 minutes. No, that didn't happen. It was just like, same as I got one of these, you know, when they canvass the door, the politicians. Knocked at the door with his Tottenham fucking hat on. Oh, you're a yid, bruv. I ain't no yid. I've been to the new stadium twice, and I've had one of those days out. I'm not a yid. What? No, because it's a status symbol. You're pretending you've got that working class. Like, everyone wants to be that working class image. It's like, if you're Cockney, you'll understand where I'm coming from. If you ain't Cockney, you won't understand what I'm going to say next. But you'll talk to people who come from London, who've got a total different accent. All right? They'll have this bland, post-2000 London accent. And as soon as you start talking to them, they start dropping their H's, start saying water to try and fit in. You know, it's the same in Kent with the gypsies. There's a lot of Romany, proper Romany, old Romany. But the youngsters aren't Romany. They've all lived in generations of houses. They're not travelling, they're not nomadic, they're not transient no more. So you can't call them gypsies, but yet they will talk very much posh. And then as soon as you drop a Cockney word that's also a Romany word, like mush, they start going, oh, do you, would you, boy? Like a gypsy. And it's like, do you know what? Do yourself a favour. Remember your culture, but don't make out that you're something that you ain't. And that's the moral of that little structured patter that I've got for you today. Don't make out something that you ain't, because a proper geezer will see. I'm doing a fucking police 5, aren't I? You know what I mean? People to see through it. That's what I'm saying about content creation. You'll just see through it. And you can see through these people, the way they won't question nothing. They always go with the agenda and the narrative. It's absolutely fucking wrong, isn't it, in this day and age? You know, I much prefer talking to a fucking Liverpool supporter who comes from fucking the far-flung corners of Great Britain, but he's always been Liverpool and he knows his football, you know? Or the Geordie bloke who's fucking emigrated down south for a better way of life, and he still wears his black and white, and he still's YIing it up, you know? The working class fan. Anyway, God bless, good health. And how did the West Ham do? I've not even looked at the football games. Did they play yet? That's what I mean. I've still not watched the Offenheim game because it's pre-season. I thought, it's not, don't mean anything. It's not really, I can tell you about the tactics, the strategy, how the players are looking, if they look fit, but everyone else is doing it, you know? And because you're on YouTube and you're getting watched by hundreds of people, you'll probably take someone who don't know about football, who can teleprompt really good, an AI script really good. You'll probably take more notice of them than you would have someone who's been watching football and playing football for donkey's years. That's the nature of the beast, isn't it? Everything has to be polished. Everything has to be status symbols, you know? You've got to have your White Hart Lane sticker behind you. You've got to have your Tottenham top stuck there. You've got to be fucking bland. Anyway, have a good one. God bless.